The Mass Stack NT from BSN. Available now.
This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com. I'm here at the 2010 IFBB Phoenix Pro Show. I'm here in the hotel room one night before the men's prejudging. Here with Michael Liberatore. Mike, this is your pro debut. I know we've been talking about this on the site for quite a while. Are you ready to do some battle tomorrow?
I'm ready. I think this is the best I've looked. I'm the heaviest I've been.
How heavy is that?
Accurately, without lying, probably low 220s. 220.
Which is 5 or 6 pounds more than you were.
Well, I think at the Nationals I was like 209.
So that's even a bigger jump.
So that's about 10 pounds. Fullness, I mean, you looked at me and you saw definitely fuller and rounder, made improvements where I need to make improvements. I know I need to make more. This is my first show, but I think, with this lineup, if I can catch a couple guys sleeping, that are getting ready for the Arnold and not necessarily, coming in 100% here, that I should be able to place well. I mean, my goal is top 5. I think that's respectable. I'll say I don't think there's 5 other bodybuilders in the show that are better than me. There might be 4. And if I take 5th, I'll be happy, and anything better than that will be better. I mean, if I take a 3rd place for some reason,
that's wonderful. Then I owe you a dinner, right?
And then you owe me dinner, and then I would do the O then. But I mean, that's a lot of speaking. There's some good competitors here. There's some good veterans, but I think I could stand with a lot of them.
Give us a little sneak peek of those legs. I saw some pretty interesting stuff when you were posing before, and they were pretty freaky looking. You always had good legs, but I think they even got better this time around. They're all cross-striated, full. Do you just attribute this to a little bit more muscle maturity and another year and a half of growth?
A little bit. I trained differently. I had an MRI done and found out what was wrong with my back. I have a slight herniated disc or 2, L4, L5, and L5S1, which is, I think, common. I think he said for like 50 or 60% of the people that are out.
Yeah.
So, I did a lot of things differently. I did a lot of single leg training, single leg press, vertical single leg press to even out my leg strength. I noticed that when I would squat or do things or even double leg press, you always lean to,
of course, the easier.
To you're strong, and I noticed that my right leg was a little bit better, a little bigger, and I didn't want that. I didn't want deficiencies, so I did a lot of single leg stuff. I went back to lunging, and dumbbell lunging. I worked myself up from 60s to eventually to 100s or 110s for 20 to 24 steps. And people always say it's just an etching exercise, and I'll tell you, my glutes and hams never hurt so bad.
When you do a lot of weight, it's not an etching exercise.
No, it's not. And Kai Green said something that your glute is a huge muscle, and if you want your glutes to look good on stage, you need that muscle, and I think a lot of guys will lack that. I can't squat free weight anymore, so I have to do it in a Smith press so I can keep my back straight up. But I do that last, and I'll still squat with 4 or 5 plates last and with a belt, and I don't have any problems. So
genetic freak, yeah.
I've definitely learned. You learn what works for you, and it's in this year I had a lot of soul searching to do as far as sponsor wise and moving wise and a lot of different things. So this is what I want to do, and I want to eventually get to the top, and this is where it starts.
Well, you've been on the rise for the last couple of years, and I don't think you've had a decline yet. You had a stellar year 2 years ago. Yeah. You won almost 3 shows on the national level. So this is your pro debut. I think you're going to do well. Give us a little arm shot sneak preview here as we count you out, so to speak. Michael Liberatore, one day before the IFBB Phoenix Pro Show. Catch him on stage. Dave Palumbo, RxMuscle.com.